you.
Hey.
Hey, Maria. Hey, Addie. How's everybody doing tonight?
Very good.
Good.
All right. So sorry to keep you waiting. I just had to do a quick live on IG and explain a couple of things. So now, and again, like no one's got a gun to your head being here, guys. Just letting you know, you are subscribed to me on YouTube. You are a member. You're following me on IG or Twitter or TikTok or wherever else I am. You know, it's not me knocking at your door. It's the other way around. So, like, if you're confused as to why I post something on IG and say, why do I care or why is this here? Do you know where you are? Like, are you okay? Do you lost? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know, also I cannot control, especially on Instagram where I have my biggest following, 108,000 people. I cannot control what people say in comments. There's just no time in the day for it, you know, especially with posts that are, I don't want to say, I was gonna say controversial, but like, you know, like I can't sit there all day and watch the comments and filter and then decide, well, what should I censor and not what's to censor. If you feel that a comment is too much, you could always report it and leave it in IG's hand. Okay, so same with YouTube, Twitter, wherever else I am, that's how it works. So, and I had to get that off my chest because a little people are being snarky with me, and I was like, no.
That bell makes it all better.
I had to put some people in check real quick. And like, if you're gonna just be like a snarky person who just wants to complain for the sake of complaining, then I'm just gonna block you. And I really don't care. One less idiot in my sphere, the better.
It's hard. So to me, a lot of times your posts are just kind of opening a conversation up. You guys have the conversations yourselves. We're not having it for you. You're having the conversation. You're deciding what direction it goes in. You know, people do learn stuff in the comment sections if you approach it in an open way. But if you're just going to yell at people in the comments,
and the people that say like do better, that is like you do better. You know, everyone who ever says do better, like you need to do better yourself. Like whenever I see that, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. You shouldn't be posting this, not out checking the comments. Do better. I'm sorry, Instagram user with 100 people that follow you. It must be a lot easier for you to do that. Sorry. I had to type real quick.
Yeah, man. If you're not down for the conversation, nobody's making you have it. Just keep moving.
So you can be like,
we're gonna comment, but they're gonna comment, and I'm not like the censor police. You know, if you feel like a comment's out of line, report it, and that's it. Let Instagram or Twitter or YouTube or TikTok, Facebook take care of it. Let them take care of it. I don't have the time. I mean, I post a lot. I go live a lot. There's, you know, I'm a gossip blogger. Like what? I don't know why you're posting this. It's a very important post about a big TV show that we're covering. What? And again, why are you here? Like, I don't get it. But with all that being said, on IG, welcome. Sorry. So if you would like to become a member to this channel, hit the join button next to the subscribe button. Thank you, Roro. I'm going to get through that in 1 second. Hit the join button next to the subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And if you are an idiot, don't. Just go the other way. We said on the last live, I'm going to open up the chat at the end for thank you, Ashley Nicole. I'll get to it. Thank you. I'm going to open the chat at the end for the subs, for everybody who wants to make a comment at the end of the live. What else do I have to say? I think that's it for now. Is there anything else that we need to mention?
There was supposed to be an interview attached to this particular live.
Yes. Okay. So we were going to have an interview on this live, but we decided that we're going to do it separately because usually when we do the and paid in, and God Almighty, I'm not complaining about the paid in live at all, but when Peyton came up, we were supposed to do like the recap of the last Sister Wives thing, and Peyton, which was fine. He gave us more tell-all than the tell-all did, and 17 seasons of Sister Wives did. So I am not complaining in the least, but I'm gonna separate the guests from the recap because we won't get to the recap. And
right. So that's not happening today.
We might have somebody pop up. It's a long shot, but somebody might come. I don't know. Towards the end, we'll see. But I also do have a interview scheduled for later in the week with somebody who I've never had on before, which I'm really excited about. So that's going to be exciting, and it's somebody big from one of the shows I talk about. So have fun guessing. And and that's it. So yeah, so with all that being said, let me get to the roll call and then we'll start. Okay, so hello, LaDonna, Ruth Ann, Jay Freak. Let's see. Velvet Pixie, Barbie, Ruth Ann, Susie B, Roro, Mel B, Ashley Nicole, Dishwit Mish, Ro, thank you. Oh, thank you, Roro, for the super sticker. Let me see.
Susie B, Mel B.
Yeah, I'm lost. Jay Freak, did I say that? Christina B. We're going to tag team the roll call here.
I know.
Donna Blackwood.
Perfectly imperfect.
Christina B. Or did you maybe just say that one?
Barbie.
Oh, pineapple. Did I just say pineapple? Or did I imagine pineapple?
No,
I imagined pineapple.
Let's see. I'm kind of going fast.
It's just a lot of names over and over again. People were really
good. That's good. Oh, we have a new member.
Yay. Hi, new member.
Hi, Karen. Welcome.
Hi, Karen.
Hello, Michelle. Love my Rex.
Holistic, Michelle.
Mel B.
Tanya.
Brooklyn's World. Hey, girl. Brooklyn World is going to be part of our Housewives panel, which is starting soon. Don't forget, New Jersey starts February 7th. We have a couple of weeks left. So that'll be me and Wicked. I think Wicked's here. And Brooklyn and Erin. So I can't wait for that to start. Let's see.
Patricia with a C.
There's so much Housewives tea going on right now because they're all in Paris. Sutton is with LVP. We have to do a separate live about that. Hi, Shell 97.
Critolin, hello.
Criddle.
Michelle.
Jules Jacques, hello.
Tanya.
There's Wicked. Let's see.
MTT, hello.
Tanya. And Critolin. I'm sorry, now I'm behind.
Holistic.
Keela Bila.
Jules. Ellie. Maria.
Hi.
Oh, sidebar. How are we doing with the new this should be like an off screen thing, but with the new graphics for the member stuff?
Nothing has happened this weekend, so we will work on it though.
Okay, so you're working on new stuff for the membership, which I should have asked, off camera. But we're very transparent here at
Bila.
Bonnie Patterson.
We're getting all new graphics for the members, new emojis, new all that stuff. So we're shedding the rest of the old brand. Elizabeth 88, Bonnie P, Ashley Nicole, thank you so much. I'll give you 2 honks for that.
Shell 97.
And a special hi to Jay Freak from me.
There is Pineapple Yates. She is here. She is here.
Wait, what did I say? You know who I'd love to hear from, Evelyn? Well, I am friends with them, so if people would like to hear from them, I could reach out to them and see if they're up to it. They're not going to be on The Other Way this season, which is annoying. The Other Way, all new people. Which starts what? Sunday is The Other Way?
Yeah, they're starting it right away. No breaks.
Of course not. No, there can't be a break in TLC in 90-day coverage. So,
hello, Empress Heather, and hello, Ellie. I think we got everybody.
I think it's we're at the bottom now.
All right. So, did we get everybody?
Yes.
We need a better system for the roll call. I don't know how to do it better.
It works. We can do it. All of us do it.
I've been saying this for 2 years now. We need a better system.
So we're going to go with what we do now.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what we say here. So let's get into the show. There's a lot to cover, and yeah. That's not the right one.
I cleaned it up. It should be easier.
I was trying to be cute on that one.
That one on. He is. He's fabulous. And he's on the inside. Pull that one on. And he's on the inside.
Okay. So, thank you, Ro. Appreciate that. All right. So, thankfully, I mean, did we all think that this needed 4 parts?
No. I mean, I guess I did like some of the grouping of people together. Even after the show was over, they did it again. Like, let's put people in the car that make no sense. You know, like, why isn't Yara in the car with Jovi? Why did they split them up? I don't know.
Was Jovi in the car with Ed?
to foster very particular conversation.
So weird. So
It
weird.
is weird.
And then I'm with you, Wicked, because after the Charlie debacle that we had when we had Charlie on, I'm like, oh, I think I might be on Andre and Libby's side. And now Andre, we'll get to it. He was kind of unbearable. And
Was he?
I didn't find him that way though. I found
he was telling Jovi he wasn't good looking, and that
was rude.
Well, he gets one pass.
Who dressed Andre either? Like, everyone's wearing like dresses and suits, and he has like this just horrendously gaudy purple paisley button down and some black jeans. Like, I
wasn't mad at it.
I love everything he wears. I like it when it comes out and he's all flowers. And a big burly guy is like,
Libby, and I thought Libby looked amazing for being as pregnant as she is, and like her makeup was on point, her hair was looking good. I loved her dress. And Andre, I just sit here with a purple dress from Ukraine, not Ukraine. God, I'll get in trouble for saying that. Well, I sit here in a purple dress from Moldova. This is Moldova high fashion. So I don't know. I don't know. No shade to Ukraine. I was just thinking of Eastern Europe or European countries, and that because Andre looked very Eastern European. Like, he did.
Which I wasn't mad at either.
Wicked. They buy their shirts in twos. They get a deal. Twofer.
They do. They like to match.
They do match quite a lot.
I mean, it was just awful, like how he looked, and he's, obviously he's a good-looking guy, whatever. But like, who let him on the stage looking like that? Like, why would?
Listen, I don't understand why they're all dressed like they're going to a cocktail party. They're stuck for 12 hours on a sound stage. Why are you dressed like? Do you remember like earlier seasons? When they might be in their jeans and like a nice blouse. Like, that would be me.
Well, since it was,
I'm going to text somebody right now because I have a question. I want to know why. And I don't know, did we ask? We know it's part 4, so you might have mentioned it. Like, I want to know why they still had to wear like the same clothes the next day.
That's what I was just going to talk about.
Like, I get like the fact like that when it's split up, usually they'll air it as one piece, so you don't know it's split up into two. You don't know that they filmed 2 days, but what you're seeing, you're thinking it's one day. So then I could see them coming back the next day with the same dresses on. But, Sean's like, here we are, day 2. It's the morning. And they all come back out in the same clothes.
It's like they changed concepts midway through, but they didn't let them change their clothes. I don't know.
I kind of thought that at least Angela did have two, but she still wore the same one. The green one was twice, and that kind of, I mean, she looks good in everything she puts on, and I especially like the red.
She looked better in it the second day for some reason than the first day. Maybe the first day because she was real mad the first day.
Yeah,
so.
maybe she angrily put it on.
She did. She came out in her slippers that first day.
And I get why they would do that. Normally, like when you film a reunion, it's supposed to be like one, cohesive shot. So like, yeah, say they filmed, it took 3 days of filming. They should all be in the same clothes because it's presented as like, here's a reunion. This is all one shot. And here you go. If you're watching the reunion, you saw them change clothes mid reunion, you'd be like, huh? But it was very clear that this was split up. Sean's like day 2, filming. So why did they have to wear? And Andre, we had to see the same hideous purple shirt for again.
You have strong feelings about it. I never mind what he's wearing ever.
I like every bit of him, from the tip of him to the bottom of him. I'm sorry.
Come out in tiny shorts, whatever.
I'm good. You can bust open the seams. I don't care.
Oh, that's a good point. I just texted somebody from the show. You probably know who it is, but I had to see what the reasoning was behind that. But Ashley has a good point there. Maybe they wanted to have the option of cutting clips together. So that might be why. Also, I did talk to Angela, and I was asking her what she thought of like the new setup of the tell-all, and with them hanging out afterwards, and to go into the bar and whatever. And she loved it. She really enjoyed it. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the like bosom buddies tell-all feel?
By the last part of it, I was actually into it, especially when things were said and things were, taken care of and people were talked to and that kind of stuff. When we get into that, but I liked. At first, I don't do change, but at first, so I was like, no, we just changed this. I don't like change. But then as it went through, I actually did like it because I think it brought more out about things, and there were people like Angela stepping in, talking to other people, and the rest of them doing the same thing, and that's what I liked about it.
So you would like to see maybe Jenny and Big Ed could be like riding tandem bikes together through
No, I wouldn't.
She would not get on a tandem bike with him.
No. Where did you get this guy?
Neither one of them would pedal, first of all. Neither one would pedal. So they would be going nowhere.
I would like her to give him a smack.
Yeah, Three's Company intro, like they fall in the sand. Oh no. Like come on, knock on my door. Okay.
Come on, knock on my door.
Take a step that is new. Sorry,
Take a step that is new.
Where the kisses are hers and hers and his, Three's Company too. All right, so now we haven't gotten into any of the tell-all, but let's get there because we're like 20 minutes in, have not even talked about it yet. All right, so
it's a loose discussion.
So we have Michael and Usman. That's how it starts off. Michael finds Usman's hotel room or
soundstage, unknown,
wherever
studio, wherever he's at.
Different studio, I feel like they were like in the same exact hotel. I don't know. I mean, like they're both there. Really? Whatever. It is what it is.
Exactly. Whatever. I don't know what it was. It was weird wherever they were at.
So Michael's like knocking door to door, like Halloween, like trick or treat. Is Usman here? It's so weird. And so he finally finds Usman. Usman's like, "Hi, it's me." And Usman tells him to F off, right? It's Usman that tells.
Yes.
No.
No, it was.
No, he does. He said yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Marie, I'm a little disappointed. You're like the queen note taker. How'd you miss
I didn't write that down because I was just because I was like about the whole scene. I said she doesn't want you around me. She thinks I'm a bad influence. So
it was very muffled and you could hardly hear it, but it was there.
Oh, yeah.
I had my closed captioning on, but it definitely wasn't picking up everything that was being said when I was reading the closed caption. I'm like, that's not what they said.
So Michael's saying to Usman, Angela's very jealous. That's why there's no IG. Usman saying, she knows I'm smarter than you.
I think she does know that. I don't know.
Is Usman smarter than Michael?
Yes.
I think he's wordy more. I think he's just more domineering.
I would give the edge to Usman, I would think, on that
Yeah.
one.
If you're playing chess, who's going to win the chess match? Usman.
Yeah, I would give him the edge on
He
that
can
one.
think several steps ahead. I don't think Michael thinks even one step ahead.
I'm
But
protective of Michael.
He's there to defend his wife, and Michael's saying to Usman, please respect her. And Usman saying, I've never had anything but respect for her, but when she has a problem with me, I'm going to attack her back.
Yeah. Come on. It's
No,
not
that
helpful.
was not cool.
It wasn't cool. And Michael's like, yeah, can you just not do that? Just don't do that.
You do me a solid and just help brother out and maybe not give her a hard time.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I think they both trigger each other when that happens. Like they both, it just starts a whole thing, and he can't stop, and he just can't shut up.
but I did like where Usman kind of, he said that he feels kind of differently about this whole situation now than he did before. Hearing it from Angela's side has changed how he feels about it, and he called Michael a child who cannot control himself, which I thought was an interesting take coming from Usman. Because, well, I don't know. I think Usman does control himself, but I don't understand Usman, so I don't know.
Sorry, I'm putting up the some of the comments. I think Usman's better at playing the game than Michael is. Not that Michael's playing a game. I don't know.
But he lies a lot, right? I mean, not that Usman doesn't, but Michael's not very good at it.
No.
He gets caught a lot. Michael.
Angela's a hawk. She don't miss anything. You really can't sneak anything by Angela at all. She's on top of shit.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like Usman was trying to make him more of a player, like trying to make him be that way or something. Like the whole, I don't know. I don't think he's that type, really. He may be not so truthful in whatever he's got going on and stuff, but I think once he gets to be, or if he ever got to America, I think he would be different. I would hope.
And so would Angela, I would say.
I would hope. But
it is hard. It's a long distance relationship, and it's been long distance for 5.5 years. That is different, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see if they can ever.
There's so much I can say because I've spent a lot of time with Angela, at her house, but it's not my place to say. And hopefully soon, I don't know. I just, I know how Ange can be. I know we all do, but she's usually 95% right when she feels the way she does. She's got like a keen observation, and I just don't want to say anything that I've witnessed because it's not my place to say. Friend and then blogger, separate them, which is hard, because you want to, but then at the same time, you can't. So, but to defend her, like,
he's
in
kind of
my
defending her.
times there, she loves him. I'll just say that. All right. So, are we up to the Jovi and Yara part before I get in trouble?
Basically. We all know what happened here with this weird conversation they had that didn't accomplish anything. Usman is still going to, if Angela comes for him, Usman is still going to come back at her, but he's not going to start anything, I guess, is as good as it's going to get. So, Jovi and Yara.
Well, as we speak, People Magazine just wrote an article. 90-Day Angela confirms divorce filing and admits she doubts Michael ever loved me.
That's what she said on the show.
Yeah, that's MTC. I just got it. That's just going basically off what the show said.
Yes,
which was filmed That was filmed back when Cody got out of the hospital. So the end of September. We're in almost February. So
Yeah, and we've seen TikToks of them together since
yes,
then.
since then, very happy together. So People Magazine, I don't know. You're one of the big shots, people. So Usman is AK. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I call him Usman because I will never call him Soulja Boy. I'm sorry.
No.
No, I don't.
I
He's
don't
Usman,
either.
And isn't there like another Soulja Boy, like who's like
Yes, there's a real
got
one.
Grammys and stuff like that?
There's
Like
a real one, yes.
like so, like
He does the
who's around first?
the real one.
So, like, okay, you're already ripping off some other guy's name.
Yeah.
So just like you rip off Kim, well, and baby girl Lisa, and well, whatever. I guess it's SOUL. The real one has the U in it, right?
No, SOLJ. Here, let me look.
SOUL, Soulja Boy, right?
Right, like Soul
I
Job.
think.
You can tell I'm not really
SOUL
with their catalog.
Yeah, two words. SOULJA and then BOY.
So he's Usman. It's just easier.
Well, I like Wicked spelled it Usman. So.
Yeah, Usman. There it is. Where is it?
I love it when I've heard Angela say Usman.
But I think it's pretty, people, which is like, on the higher end of, I would say, the gossip chain, right? That surprises me that they would write that article. And
yeah, lazy. I mean, unless they found a court file. No, it wouldn't be filed unless she actually filed. So, yeah.
I'm sure People's not the only one reporting on it either. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Anywho, so are we up to Jovi and Yara?
Yes, let's talk about Yara's boobs for some reason.
You take the helm on that one because I'm afraid whatever I say I'm gonna get yelled at. So
well, she got her boobs done and she loves it. And Jovi says that at first maybe he wasn't really down for it, but she seems really happy. And he kind of brings up her happiness a lot in this episode, which I appreciated. He doesn't want a miserable wife. And for some reason, they ask how long until she could have sex. She had the same doctor as Angela. She did. And 3 weeks, apparently. She couldn't have sex for 3 weeks. I don't know why that was important information, but it was a weird show. Interestingly, Shida was interested in getting her boobs done.
Yes, after she does her childrening, she's going to get her.
And I liked what Shida said. She was like, even though, I have all this on, doesn't mean I still don't want. I like that. I don't,
Yeah, she cares about her body. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going because I don't want
to. Let's see. So it just so happened to coincide that when Yara was getting her boobs done, Jovi was going on a trip that he had planned 6 months in advance.
Okay, I'm on Jovi's side with this argument.
I am too. Yeah. So he had planned it ahead of time to go to South Africa on a safari. And then a month before he's supposed to leave, Yara springs, okay, well, this is when I could get my appointment for my boobs. And he was like, we talked about this.
But she wasn't mad about it either. She was not the issue.
No, Yara wasn't mad at all.
No, Yara's like, it was. I got through it. I picked her up with my feet.
Like, Jovi went on vacation while she was having the surgery. It's like, oh, deal with it. Like, no, that was planned. He was going to lose money. He was taking a safari. He was going to lose money if he canceled. It was set up for 6 months. Why are they all jumping down his throat for it? Oh, you're on tonight. You dad. You're supposed to be there for the wife for her elective surgery, like Wicked said, and that's the date that they could squeeze him in. You couldn't have waited, Yara, to talk to him after he got back. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you guys know how this works.
What do you mean, like the show?
Let me give you a little insight, on how this works. Okay. Have you guys ever noticed that there's always the same doctors that all the cast use?
Why is that important? Is he going to have his own show?
No.
Oh, they're getting a deal. They're getting free boob jobs. Oh, okay.
you see a lot of the same people doing like, whether it's, I'm not saying it's free, but, like you see that with Dr. Jen, right? Who's with Angela now, but she was with, attached to Ashley years ago. And, I was hanging out with Dr. Jen way before Angela ever did in her backyard in her house, with Ashley. So like there are certain, doctors and estheticians and whatever that, look how many people Dr. Jen has treated. She's treated Ashley, Angela, Benny, Ari.
Did she do Devin too? I'm not sure who did Devin.
Did she do Devin? There's a lot. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but like they come to them and it's like a promotion. Like, they give them the work, and then because they're on TV, they promote the doctor. So that's how that works. I mean, I don't know. I guess I picked up on that, but that's the business right there. So, Dr. Obang has now done Angela, and now I guess Yara, and I'm sure there'll be others after that. And I don't know. I don't keep notes of like which plastic surgeon did work by whom, but you see the same work being done by the same person with the same cast members and new cast members. So that's how that works. So, I guess because of the show or whatever, Obang could have only given Yara that date, which happened to be what a day before Jovi left, or
no, it was 10 days before.
10
so
days
he was there for 10 days of her recovery. So the first part, which was good, and then Gwen helped, during the safari, for most of the safari, not for all of it. So there was part of it where I think Yara had the baby by herself, but it really seems like Gwen is the one that's being inconvenienced a lot. And I think that's why Gwen gets upset.
Oh, Gwen was mad. I don't know why Gwen wasn't there in person. She should have been there on the chair.
Yeah, because it seems like everybody just assumes that Gwen is going to pick up for whatever the rest of them need,
And I think that comes, I don't even think that's necessarily Jovi's thinking until Yara is in the mix, because in Yara's in her culture, in her culture, it is that the grandparents step up before any other babysitter, before there's anybody else. The grandparents are stepped in and they go to the family first.
Well, I mean, that's like the same here, though. I mean, I don't have kids, but I have plenty of friends with kids.
If you live nearby, sure.
It depends on who the kid. Yeah, it depends on who the family is, and if you're, if you have a, so in her culture, that her first thought of my mom. That's what she always says. My mom will do it. My mom will do it. That's because her mom has that in her mindset, and I don't think that that's Gwen's mindset. Like Gwen said, I don't want to be the nanny.
Yeah.
So she wants to be the grandma, not the nanny.
Exactly. So she's like, you two need to parent. And she really, it seems like she likes, like Gwen is really leaning on Jovi, because Jovi's the one that yells at her. Or, Yara might just be pressuring Jovi like she wants more help from him, but it extends to Gwen where he's like, well, I can't help you because I have to go away. So I'm going to pressure my mother, and she lives 2 hours away right now. And it's
just circling back to like the whole trip stuff, like, obviously Jovi had to like buy plane tickets to South Africa to Louisiana. So those aren't cheap. Then he booked a safari, right? Which, we see how Jovi travels. I'm sure that wasn't cheap either. Wasn't like him going to Six Flags, like over here in Jackson, New Jersey, and you see like a deer on the side. You're like, oh my God, look, it's crazy, a deer. Like, like a real, like elephants and lions and shit like that. Giraffes and whatever, like the circle of life. So I can't get mad at Jovi at all for going on that trip when it was planned 4 months. And Yara was fine with it, and she got it when she wanted. I was like a little annoyed at everybody that jumped down Jovi's throat. Andre just wanted to like throw whatever he could.
He did.
He's always like that. He remember. I think the reason for that is because Jovi and Andre was always upset about the whole babysitting thing. He didn't want anybody but himself to be the babysitter for their daughter.
Well, that's easy when you don't work.
And yes, exactly.
It does work now though, but no, he's still that way.
She snuck a babysitter thingy in. Remember, she was gonna who was it? She hired her sister. Was it? No, they
Her
were going to
sister's
hire somebody.
nanny, or yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And then he was, it didn't sit well with him. He doesn't want anyone else watching his kid but family. Because again, that comes from the culture on that side of the world. So he has the same
on
thought.
that, Addie.
I did.
I thought the same thing. I thought that Andre was hot for Yara. I did. I don't know. I don't know. I thought like it was just a lot from him. Like over like he was just going off on Jovi. Like
Well, they put them together in my opinion, it's all this part of the script. It's all part of the thing for those two to be at each other's throat because they were put in, they had their issues in the hotel, and then there was all that stuff. So I think this is all part of it. He's playing the game, in my opinion. Sorry if that, but I did a poll on who was right about the Africa trip, Jovi or Gwen, and 86% say Jovi and 13% say Gwen.
Hey,
so on that,
can I ask you a question, Addie? Do you have a screen like way up there? Like,
yes, sorry, I looked to the Lord. I raised my hands to Jesus when I
Addie's computer like with like 10 monitors. Just like
there's six monitors. So one's up here. I when I was on panels with other people, it drove them nuts because I would look up, and I actually ended up on Reddit looking up, and it's a whole thing.
Well, you guys don't know, Addie was one of the co-founders of the Law and Crime Network on YouTube, and she's one of their moderators now. So
she's more than a moderator.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I just got promoted.
Yeah.
I just got promoted.
What? What's your new promotion?
I'm now the senior YouTube producer for the network. So there's that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sweetie. Addie is the hardest working person on YouTube by far. Like, she's done live.
We all are. We have a great team.
Over 1 million live viewers moderating it. So, insane.
3.5 million live.
Imagine we have 231 in here right now. 3.5 million live viewers. The chat's like, zoom, it's like you can't keep with it.
Yeah.
So she knows what she's doing, and that's why she needs 6 monitors. So, all right. So where are we? So Jovi. Okay. So we got past the trip. So then Gwen comes up. She's saying Jovi should have canceled. She was wrong. Andre is being a dick to Jovi. You should cancel the trip. It's your wife who, it's elective surgery. It's not like she had a triple bypass. It wasn't like not that elective surgery isn't life or death, but it was elective.
Right.
Absolutely. I like that Yara also said, we hear, Joey saying how his wife has been miserable and he wants her to be happy. Yara said the same thing about her husband here. She's like, every day he says he's miserable and he wants to see his friends. And I want my husband to be happy. And so that's why she didn't protest about the safari.
Yes. She said, I don't want him to be mad and near to me. I just thought the way she said it was so cute. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, she doesn't want him around her when he's whiny and grumpy because he can't go see his friends. So she's all like, go to Africa and
go have fun.
Go have fun.
Yourself.
So I actually like that in a relationship. I would like to be that. I can't say I am, but and I do like that she was on his side against everyone, including Gwen. I mean, I love Gwen. I think she's an awesome woman. I would love to. I like her.
Hang out.
Yes, but
oh no, I love Gwen. Has a big giant heart. Like when the hurricane hit, she had GoFundMe and she was helping people, just out of the goodness of her heart. I was sending people to her. I love Gwen. She has a giant heart. I have nothing bad to say about her, although she was just wrong. This is one little incy time.
And I also think she struggles with her son, who is, and we can say this, that he is a man-child sometimes.
He is. He's growing up, but he's not all the way there.
I think he's doing so much better,
she's trying to help him grow up a little faster. He's doing much better, and I think he's getting there. But I think that's part of her issue too. She wants her man-child to grow up.
Yeah, don't lean on mommy so hard. Yes. Speaking of growing up.
Speaking of, I have tea to spill.
Oh, okay.
Well, again. Hold on, I got tea though. I didn't want to forget that. Go ahead, Maria.
Okay, so at this point they bring up how Jovi wanted to have another baby, and Gwen made the face of like that was the stupidest thing she'd ever heard in her whole life.
I think we all made that face. So, like, even I was like, "Oh, Jovi!"
Here
like,
we go.
Who didn't think he was trying to trap her? I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
There can't be one person that was like, "Yeah, having a second baby is a great idea." Like, who is that person in the chat? Anybody? Who did anybody think that having a second baby would be like the cure to all the problems?
Never.
I mean, come on. We all know that doesn't help.
It doesn't.
It's a Band-Aid.
Absolutely. Well, it's not even. It can exacerbate things, really. Gwen said, you always need a sitter. You can't have 2 kids. You're not in the position. And that's kind of exactly what Yara said. And she kind of got upset about it when she said it. She's like, they're not in a position. They're not getting it done on their own without Gwen's help right now. How are they possibly going to do it with another one? And Yara agreed 100%. She's like, yeah, no, I can't do it on my own. We're not in the position.
And then Angela said, I think Jovi's afraid to lose you. And then Andre jumps in, well, Jovi is not good looking guy, so he should, and like, oh my God. And Jovi was just sitting there and taking it. I don't know, like,
he had a good poker face. I'll say that. Jovi, he kept his cool with a lot of stuff coming in his direction. Listen, I don't disagree. Yara is more attractive than Jovi, but that doesn't mean that Jovi's not attractive. It's just Yara puts a lot of time into what she looks like a lot, and Jovi's got a squishy body.
He's average. What do you call that? Average? I don't mean.
I would call Jovi average.
I don't know. I don't know how to say.
I would say above average.
He's
Not
fine.
my cup of tea, but like he's not like ugly or like.
No. He's not ugly, but he doesn't work out. Do you know what I mean? He's got a squishy body. He'd rather drink a beer than get on a treadmill, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But he's married to Yara, who is the other kind of person. So they do look mismatched sometimes.
And I think that I've seen Andre be a little bit of the belly thing going on. So
okay, let's talk about Andre. Okay, this
he can't talk. He's had his little gutsy. We've seen it while his wife was pregnant. He put on the pregnancy weight too. We saw.
And I do like my stories, and like I had a story because when he was making fun of Jovi, I'm like, really, this bitch? And I was like, I had posted, and then I deleted it because I'm like, nope, it'll get me in trouble. But I'm thinking like, Andre, he's good looking, right?
He's still cute. Sorry.
But like, he's always at the gym, and he's got the same body he's had from 6 years ago.
Like maintenance body.
Yes. At the gym working out, look at my body. I could take a picture of him at the gym with his gym selfie from now and compare it to 2016, and you wouldn't know where it was. It's like, bro.
Listen, if he didn't work out, he would be 300 pounds. So, because he likes to eat.
And he likes his steak, and he likes his alcohol. Hey, I'm just saying, like, and then he always wears like that headband. Like, you ever notice he has like that black headband that he wears all the goddamn time?
Well, you don't want to get sweat in your eyes on the treadmill. Hello.
But they're like picking Easter eggs. He's got the head, like I don't know.
Picking Easter eggs.
It's always wrong. I look at their story. I look at everybody's story.
Maybe he gets sweaty picking Easter eggs.
So like, Andre, he's at the gym, working out very hard right now, and it's like the same body you've had. So, do you just go? Yeah. Do you walk to the mirror and just take a picture and leave? I just don't understand it.
I'm telling you,
I'm sorry, but he's still hot.
He's very good looking.
He takes in a lot of calories a day. He has to work out that much to
I
still
certainly
keep
would
his
not kick
dad
him out of
bod at
bed.
that
I
level.
would not kick Andre out of bed. I'm just saying, there's room for improvement on his side.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Live now.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So during this talking of the baby, Ed decides to pipe in to say something annoying. He's like, he starts going off about, how women today do everything, right? They're expected to earn money and take care of the children and put food on the table. He just lists it all out as if he's a good guy when we know he's not a good guy. And he starts talking about double standards, and Angela goes, how do you take up for other women, but not Lizzie?
And she's saying, you're starting to annoy me now because, Ange, and I know that Angela liked Big Ed. And we've talked about it, me and Angela. Like, how could you like him? And she's like, no, he's not bad. Wait till you see him. Angela always says to me, like, when you meet him in person, he's such a different guy. I'm like, but even she said last night, it's in my story, and we said on the recap, Ed has something to say about everybody else, and how everyone's treating everybody else badly. But when it comes to him and Liz, it's like he don't want to hear it. And then he has the balls to say afterwards, well, she could dish it out, but she can't take it. What?
Yeah. He said, no, none of you guys have a clean house. So why are you worried about yourself and not mine? It's like, no, your house is filthy, bro. It's filthy.
Literally and figuratively filthy. Like both ways. It's like,
Again, deflecting off of himself and onto everyone else because he knows he messed up. He knows, he deep down, he even said it, that he knows he messed up the day before, but he thinks he's going to be the big mouth of this group. No, you do not get to. I loved that Angela was looking at him like, what the look on her face was.
Planet are you on, bro? For real? No, yeah. He's ridiculous.
So he was like, he got it bad. So now he has to attack everybody and like him be holier than now. And you treat women poorly and you do this. And meanwhile, he asked for the engagement ring mid tell all in front of everybody, the ultimate humiliation. And oh my God, I'm sorry.
He's awful. And he just kept doubling down.
I'm sorry.
We could have got drunk. If you took a drink every time Ed said, what about, to try to deflect onto somebody else. Every time he said, what about, blah, 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 we'd all be drunk because he said it so many times.
I cannot stand him. So keep,
so then from there, we talk about the fight that Gwen and Jovi had where they didn't talk to each other for, like 6 to 8 weeks. And as far as Gwen was concerned, it was unnecessary because Jovi just, I guess, laid into her and she just sort of took it all in. And I guess Yara was sick and she just needed some help. I think Jovi was away and she was really not well. Did she say she had tonsillitis? I can't remember what she said, but
I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar. I know.
And I guess
she had the dreaded pandemic, but
she did at one point.
After that, this was the thing that you're talking about. I think is when they showed the clip of them on the boat, and they were talking, and there was that argument back and forth, and he was really going ham on his mom, really telling her. And I think personally, I think that Yara does say stuff to him in his ear, or I need you more. I need you to be here more. I need you to not be away for a month to 3 months or whatever it is he's up on this job, and she wants him. I don't think she likes this job. He wants to keep the job, and so the issue is between Yara and him over that. And so he's like, no, I'm not getting rid of the job. It's paying well, and so mom needs to step in more. That whole argument really upset Gwen a lot. She felt like, you're going to make me drive 2 hours one way every day practically, I think is what was her issue with that. So.
Absolutely. And Yara felt bad about it because she admits that she wasn't feeling well and she was putting pressure on Jovi. And I guess this was a time period where Jovi wasn't just gone for a month. He was gone for like 2 months all at once. And yeah, he didn't know what to do to help her, right? So he just yelled at his mom to help, and that didn't go
Mom.
well.
Sorry, I didn't realize my TV was on in the background. Thank you, Ellie, for
Oh,
letting me know. So this might whole thing maybe be struck. I don't know. I don't even know that. I didn't even realize my TV was playing in the background. Thank you, Ellie, for the heads up on that. Sorry.
oh crap! I thought it was for.
No, I had no idea that I wasn't even paying attention to it. But Ellie's like, "Oh,
Oh,
your TV's on." I'm like,
I just assumed that
like,
Cody
"Oh
was
man,
watching TV.
He's got
thanks to the
beautiful
kitty,
pictures going. Oops.
man, the TV was on."
Yeah.
Where were we? Sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, Yara felt bad, because she felt responsible for how Jovi behaved towards Gwen when that wasn't what she wanted. Because she does love Gwen, she does consider her like a mom, which and acknowledges that she's probably like the best mother-in-law she could get. But Gwen's like, it doesn't matter what I do, it's never enough. It's never enough, and she does not want to be the parent to Mila. Grandma, yes, no nanny, no mom. So it's like I understand everybody's point of view, but don't yell at your mom, man.
No, Jovi makes good money doing that job.
That's what
Like good money. So I wouldn't want to quit that. And Yara shouldn't want him to quit that either.
So he's not a diver. He does robotics.
Yeah.
So he flies like
He's
drones
making like a
underwater.
good 6 figures. Like, and he's been doing that for a while. And Jovi should not quit that because he's making more money than TLC will ever pay him on
He
that
should
show.
explore if there's other options in his field, though. He should always be looking for something that's going to work better with his family if he ever wants a chance of a second child, because it's too much to ask until Mila's in school to throw another baby into the mix.
But I understand, like, Jovi also, like, I know that he was, I think we all feel like he was trying to get the second baby kind of to trap her a little bit. But I also understood him not wanting his kids to be like 10 years apart. Because if we had kids, I wouldn't want my kids to be like years apart like that either.
Yeah. My husband said the same thing. And I told him I have 2 hands. You're deployed.
There are 11 years between my 2 sons. So
mine are 5.
And it's like having 2 firstborns. But the one helped, the older one helped with the younger one, so that was.
But I didn't want them in school at the same time, like second and 3rd grade, like like second and 4th. I don't know. I feel like that's how Again, I'm not a
people want that, but it just depends on your lifestyle and whether you can support that. My husband was deployed all of the time. I did not want 2 babies in diapers. That's to me the worst thing ever. So the second one wasn't even an option for me until the first one was in kindergarten. So
well, that's okay. That's fine. But
and then we only have 2 because again I have 2 hands. If he wants 4 children, then he needs to be here all the time because he's got 2 hands too. So
and then listen, we could always get like Robin's nanny, right, to help. That just fell. All right.
What does she do? Is where I was. What would she do? I have
That's why you don't mix TV shows together, John.
Oh my gosh, Mel B said she had 7. Her mom had 7 under 10 years old.
Wow.
That sounds terrible to me. I hope it was nice for you though.
My siblings, we were all 16 to 2 years apart. There's 4 of us, so.
I just had me and my sister, and
16 months to 2 years apart.
We were 2.5. I was 79. Well, I was born March of 79, and she was born late October of 81. So we had like 2.5 years between us. But again, we didn't really grow up together either, so it's really moot. So there's that. All right, so where are we?
Let's see. I was getting missed. Okay. Let's see. We're talking about how Yara was depressed and how she was miserable and Jovi was getting backlash, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Okay, apartment shopping.
She's really struggling, I noticed, with her. She cried through this thing, like teared up, and her little chin just did a little jiggle thingy. And I just felt like something's going on inside her head with all this stuff, with momming and the issues in her country and everything else. And I think it's really starting to get to her a little bit more than people are realizing. she could also have depression issues on top of it. Maybe she had baby blues and all that, whatever you call it. So
yeah, and it's all that much harder when your husband's away for months at a time.
Yes,
it's just you with your thoughts.
Yeah,
it makes it harder.
She made me a little teary-eyed a couple times when her little chin went a wiggling. So.
Yes.
You know, she's miserable in Louisiana. You know, they were in, I guess, New Orleans when they first started. Then they Yara wanted to be out of the city, so they moved like 45 minutes away, like north or whatever.
He picked an apartment.
You know, and then she's, I guess, even more miserable because I guess you're in the suburbs or the outer suburbs of New Orleans, and I could see that being boring for her. And now she wants to move, I guess, to Florida, and I think we could all see them in Miami. I mean, that would make the most sense, right?
Yeah.
And then poor Gwen bought property, which I don't understand because they were just renting that apartment, right?
Jovi and Yara?
Yeah, the new place?
Yeah, I think they were renting, yeah.
So why would you like buy property close to a rented apartment? It's not like they bought a house. You know, I can see if they had a house there, like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But like, you're leasing an apartment. And again, I'm not trying to shake Gwen because I love Gwen. She has a big giant heart. I love her. I don't know. I feel like Gwen's trying to do everything she can to make them happy, and Gwen's not feeling appreciated in any regard. And that's like really the end of it.
Yeah, nothing she does is enough. Yeah.
And Jovi's not really helping with that either, because he'll say things like, well, I'm sorry you bought property or whatever. We're still, you know, but my wife's happiness comes first. And she's like, but I just bought property and you knew I was buying the property. So.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to save his marriage. I don't think he's being a bad guy here. I will say they bought property. They didn't buy a house. You know, you don't have to develop it if you don't want to, right?
You can live in a trailer, fifth wheel on it.
And I really don't think Jovi wants to leave Louisiana. That's his home. Like, you know, and he's doing, and I kind of have to give him the credit for that, because he'll move to Florida, to Miami, where she will be, you know, if Jovi was worried about losing her over there, God, I mean, I lived in South Florida. Miami is like, everyone's prettier than the next. I mean, there's always something going on.
It's because he knows all the strippers there.
Well, so that might be the bigger concern.
He's already got a good rapport with all of them.
Point. I really do think that Jovi is really trying to make Yara happy any way that he can, up into including him, you know, moving. They're going to move to Miami. I know they are. To Miami.
It makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I think she's used to being in a city, you know, it makes sense. I've never lived in Miami, so I don't know exactly what the vibe is, but it seems like a lot of people like to be there.
It's very, everyone's beautiful. And
is it clean? Is it a clean city?
Well, I mean, South Beach. I mean, no one really wants to live in like downtown Miami, or you know, but like they'd probably move like, you know, South Beach area. I mean, there are the suburbs of Miami that are, you know, you could live in like, oh God, Kendall, but Yara won't be happy there. I just see them being in South Beach somewhere. You know, I lived in Fort Lauderdale, so I was in Broward County. It's like a half hour north, but there's a lot going on in Miami. Lots of arts, lots of culture. It's a melting pot. There's a lot of people there, especially a lot of people, foreigners. So.
Yeah, if she's got, you know, more people that share her culture there, that will help, that she can relate to better. And yeah, having the city environment that she's more used to will be better. Not that New Orleans isn't a city, but it's not the same thing. New Orleans is not the same thing. So I hope I understand I'm not mad at Jovi for trying and switching it up. You can't be, even if it upsets Gwen. He's not married to Gwen. She wants him to grow up. This is to me an indication that that's what he's trying to do.
And I lived in Florida, South Florida, for a long time, on and off for 15 years. I met my husband in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, and he's a Floridian, and he couldn't wait to get the fuck out of Florida. Like, you know, he'd never even been like outside of Florida before when I met him. I couldn't wait to get back home. I don't know. I had my reasons. Florida's very nice when you're there for vacation, but like when you live in a vacation place, even where I live now, it's a vacation place. Like when you live in a vacation place, it takes away from it being a fun place to be. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
it is what it is.
it is what it is. Do you want to talk about the apartment in Prague or no? Do you want to talk about that?
Let's go. Wait, is that before Symphony comes up?
Where is Symphony? Oh yeah, it is. It is.
You disappeared. you just vanished.
What'd I do? My green screen?
Put the book up.
Oh.
There it is. Yeah, all right, so the apartment in Prague. Let's do it.
Yeah. So what does it say? If we didn't have a baby. Oh, so Jovi starts off, they show a clip of, if we didn't have a baby, would we be divorced by now? And I think that's his big fear with this apartment, is that it is part of a plan B, escape plan, whatever. She doesn't trust him. She's trying to take care of herself, and it freaks him out. I get it. But also, have a plan B, man. I don't know.
So
I'd be scared if I were Jovi, and where she was like, I'm going to get this place in Prague. Just, I see it pretty evenly on both their sides. I don't know. I can't pick a side on this one because I could see it from Yara's point of view, and I could see it from Jovi's point of view, especially Yara saying, like, everything's in Jovi's name. We had to put everything in Jovi's name, like when my papers weren't ready yet. So like her businesses and stuff like that. Am I frozen? Okay. Yeah. Everything's in Jovi's name. So I can see Yara wanting something in her name. The fact that the only thing in her name would be in Europe, would scare me if I were Jovi, but I see Yara's point of view. Like, everything's in Jovi's name. I need something. Kind of like, Chris, I'm not going to mix shows up again because that failed last time. So I was like Christine wanted the house, and Sister Wives, and I'll take the house. It's the only thing I have. You could have Coyote Pass, whatever. I can see Yara just wanting a safety net just in case, like, she's got nothing else, or maybe because she wants to go vacation in Prague. But I don't think that's what it is. I think Yara just wants something in her name that in case things go south. And
right, because sometimes Jovi does stupid things.
Right.
That's what she says. To me, it is so strange how afraid people are of somebody having an exit strategy or a plan B or wanting a prenup. And, I realize some people feel like, well, you're planning for this to fail instead of being committed to it working. But I just feel like you don't want to hold your spouse hostage financially or in any other way. I think your marriage works a lot better when they are free to leave. But that's just me.
I was on Yara's side, like when they were there, and she's like, Jovi, please let me stay. Please let me. I thought, if Jovi was going home to go home and like hit the rigs, right, and where he's going to be gone, like that would have been an easy win for Jovi. Like, let Yara stay there for the month that you're going to be away. Anyways, why make her come home to where she's miserable? Like that would have been like if Jovi was like, yeah, absolutely, you could say. He should have played that so differently.
He did ultimately say
yes. Ultimately, but it was like the whole trip was ruined because of like he didn't want her to go. If he said like, when the mother was there and the mom's like crying and Jovi, he would have came up roses. If he was like, absolutely, I'm just gonna go home to work anyways, But then I also understand Jovi being worried that like, if I leave her there, she might never come back.
Yeah, you'll have to go visit her there.
In marriages.
Yeah, you just don't hold your wife hostage. It's just we see it too much on the show. We see it, when you don't put people on bank accounts, when you don't let them, have jobs, when you don't let them go out with their friends, like all of the stuff Ed kind of does. It's just to hold somebody hostage because you don't think you can keep them by just being a nice person who loves them. No. Just be nice.
You have to pick your battles in any marriage. Everybody knows that. Sometimes you just gotta throw them a bone and say, okay, you win this one. But you may have lost that battle, but you're gonna win the war. That's how it is.
But that's my problem, is the idea that there's a war at all. You're on the same team. And I think if you believe that you are warring with your spouse, then you're both losing. You're both losing. You're on the same team. You don't need to fight each other, man.
Well, Ditch, I said that also, which I got screamed at. And don't forget, I have a master's in history and I was a social studies teacher in high school. But people, think they know better than, people like the idiots with 100 followers saying, oh, John, don't leave your comments open to people that they'll say mean things. They were like, and I said, and how many times have I said this? We've been doing this. How long have we been recapping the show this year? Like what, 6 months? How long has it been on? Forever?
365 years.
Forever. And that was my first argument. Like, I could see Jovi not wanting her to be anywhere in Europe right now. And the idiots say, oh, Czech Republic is fine. It's Ukraine is the problem. And I go, you never know what's going to happen in a war. We didn't see Pearl Harbor coming. We were at war. No one saw that coming. Listen, I'm from New York City. No one saw 9/11 coming. I promise you that. So you have no idea what's going to happen, especially when you're, when there's a war going on, which is the most, it was the most involvement since World War II. In Europe, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Russia's going to feel they took, they took over Ukraine, right? Or they battle Ukraine. So maybe they'll try to take over the next country. Look what Hitler did. You don't know what's going to happen when people are at war, which was, I got so annoyed with everybody at that because, oh, that country's safe. I'm like, oh, you're right.
But Yara did agree to wait until Jovi went with her because she was a little bit, overexcited to just be helpful to her people. And so she did wait and go with Jovi. And then they saw that, Prague was not the same way, and seeing her friend in Germany and stuff. And she still did want to help. But yeah, you could see that she was going to be able to find a way to do it without running straight across the Ukrainian border. So he's got to, just calm down. And then we get to Symphony.
Oh. Wait, and did
she looked great though?
Did anybody ask why Adele wasn't there?
Not that I saw.
Remember her two horrendously obnoxious friends, Symphony, which we saw. Symphony, what a bullshit name. I'm sorry. Symphony, and sorry to all symphonies. I've only ever met one Symphony. It was that idiot on TV. I'm sorry if your name is Symphony. It's a bullshit name. Change it. Sorry.
Well, she looks
I'm
like
in a mood right now. I'm sorry.
She had an interesting way of spelling it. It was
with a Symphony with a C. Like as if Symphony wasn't annoying enough as a name with a C. It's Symphony with a C. Like whatever. I'm sorry. Sorry. This is what happens when I start lives in a mood. I was in a mood when I started this live, and that's how that happens. So go ahead, Maria, while I pull up this little ditty of information. Go ahead.
So they kind of start off by showing the clip of the one of the last times we saw Symphony, where they were kind of dogging Jovi, and they were saying that he was out of her league, and that he's always going off to the strip clubs. And then, of course, Jovi, the first thing he says is, I would prefer that she didn't hang out with them. He just doesn't like them. But, Symphony was like, listen, I like Yara and Jovi together. I don't have a problem with them. What bothers her about Jovi is him saying that she's constantly influenced by other people, when really, she's a strong, independent woman, and she always has been. And I think I don't think she's influenced. I think what she does is she talks to these other people. She talks to these girlfriends or to her mom about how she feels about things. And then they help her, maybe work on how how to word it or whatever, but these are her ideas. These are her ideas. And then when she comes back from these interactions and the ideas are more solidified, then she brings them up to Jovi, or he wasn't listening before. Who knows? And suddenly he's like, where did this come from? But to me, it's like, where do you think it came from?
So Adele, the other one. Age 33, and I'm getting this from Mary Pants, who posted this, formerly of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for conspiracy to distribute and to possess with intent to distribute cocaine and heroin. What great people. And Jovi was like, I don't like these people. Hold, heroin. Unlawful use of communications facilities and money laundering.
Yeah.
That's the other one, Adele, right there.
But that's not Symphony. Symphony's a single mom, who's just trying to get it done. She's not out there doing whatever Adele was doing. And Adele was the one that was trashing Jovi a lot more than Symphony was.
Because she was high up on that yayo. She was like, that's what she was doing. Yeah, Yara's friend, Adele. She just got arrested for being a big old cocaine dealer and distributor and whatever. So Jovi had every right to feel the way he did about those two girls. I don't know about Symphony with a C. If I was Jovi, I'd be like, her name's bullshit. You're not hanging out with anybody named Symphony with a C. That's bad news. And Adele, like, it just is like they came as a group package, and no, thank you.
Yeah, and then there was I didn't go back and read.
Cody told me he had a new friend, and his name was Violin, spelled with an X. I'd be like, no, I just don't know. Or Ketchup with a C. I don't know. I would not be okay.
You would definitely want to meet Ketchup. You would be interested.
I would want to meet Ketchup with a K, not Ketchup with a C. Just saying. Go ahead.
I want to meet them both, just to be sure. So during this ridiculous, Symphony's there, she's talking about how, women basically, don't want to be completely dependent on their husbands anymore. That, that's just not the way society works anymore. You have to be able to take care of yourself just in case. And Ed just starts leaping on this and starts saying, Jovi's a provider, whether you like it or not. You should have never married him. Now you're looking for a plan B. And Yara's like, never married him? What are you talking about? She said, do I look like such a user like you are? You're the last person I would take an opinion of. And I'm like, exactly.
I agreed with her.
Amen.
Yep.
And let's see. And then Ed keeps going, you don't respect Jovi. That's why he doesn't respect you. Instead of supporting him, you're going to bolt to Europe. Which again, she's not in Europe. She's sitting right next to Jovi on the couch. Calm down, bro. And to me, these two respect each other a lot. From my standpoint, Yara and Jovi are trying really hard. Man, Ed's not trying hard enough.
Yeah, they've actually been one of my favorite couples, even though he's always trying to straddle her with another kid or whatever, because I think he's a little insecure. But I do like them, and I think that she does love him. I thought that from the beginning.
I do too. She wouldn't put up with half of his nonsense in the beginning if she didn't.
And she's actually really good for him, because I think she's gonna force him to grow up.
Absolutely.
Eventually.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's figuring it out. He's gonna mess it up, but I think he's gonna get it right at the end of the day. And then Jenny pipes up, which I think we all.
Where is Jenny? Where has Jenny been? I was like, oh my God, Jenny's on this show. I forgot.
Poor Jenny.
Jenny, who had 4 seconds of airtime during these 4 parts of the tell-all, Jenny's like, you wait a second. I'm like,
oh,
I was like, where did she come from? I was like,
I've had enough of this guy. She just keeps going.
Where did you find this guy? That's her favorite.
And then and the whole cast, they were like,
Angela's face and everything was gold.
Yep. And then Ed starts attacking Jenny, right? He's like, this is not about you. It wasn't about Ed either, but let's ignore that. It's not about you. You had your turn yesterday. And Jenny says, my turn's whenever I want to take my turn. It's not when you decide. Kiss my ass, dude. That's what
you shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up. No, you shut up.
Yeah.
And then submits like this.
He's probably never heard her say such a thing. He's like, oh, okay.
Ooh, that's kind of hot.
Angry Jenny.
He's like, oh, too bad you're far away.
I can't, you know.
Kama Sutra, who needs that?
What was it? What was Jenny going to be in the when she tried to get her visa? Hare Krishna, like all that Hare Krishna. And he was probably chanting the whole time, like holding the beat and chanting. And she's like, nope. I got to say something. Because, you know, at the beginning, 5 months ago, when this tell-all started, Jenny was talking to Kim outside. And she's like, I don't like conflict. I'm afraid of Angela. And it wasn't even Angela that brought Jenny out. It was goddamn Ed.
It was Ed. And they kept going, right? Jenny's like, he's the worst thing I've ever met in my life, which was an interesting choice of words. And then Ed just keeps going. He's like, now he's back to talking and yelling at Jovi. He's like, you're being a wuss. You're not man enough to manage your family. You're a pussy. And then Jovi's like, you're a pussy.
You're a pussy.
No, you're a pussy. You're letting her ruin your life. And then Gwen is like, what is
How
going
old are you?
That was how that tell-all ended.
Yeah, and then Sean's like, okay, nice to see you guys again. See you next year. The end. And then we had to deal with 45 minutes of whatever you want to call.
Well, yes. First, everybody getting in there. Well, first, everybody talks a little bit backstage. Then everybody gets into their various cars, and then they go to the bar.
And then Ed said, "You're a." He said, "Pussy." You're a wussy. And then
he said both. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, "You're a fairy." Like like Mr. Roper used to say to Jack Ripper, like, "You're a fairy." Like that. Like who says wussy anymore? Like God. Don't like him.
Yeah, he just lost the last ounce I had. I started out, like I said before, I started out liking him, and now this one just I'm done. I'm done.
All right, so they're all talking afterwards. So you have Jovi and Ed in a cab together because that's a great pairing.
Okay, yeah, let's go to the cab. Do.
Jovi and Ed are in a cab together fighting, and Jovi's telling, I skipped a bit. Andre, right after the tell ends, Andre's talking to Jovi, who just put him down for like the last hour and a half. Saying, are you worried about Yara leaving you? Like, I think she's trying to plot something by getting the place in Prague. Like, but Jovi, you just called him ugly and you didn't deserve her. And like, but whatever. Like, okay.
Either way, Andre is just trying to continue to make Jovi suspicious of his wife. He was doing the opposite of being helpful.
You see Kim and Jenny, and who was the third?
Kim, Jenny, and Yara.
Yara. They're together in the cab, and
we're in the cab. Okay. In the cab.
Kim was saying to Jenny, like, you really hurt me. Usman really does love me, and Jenny is like, whatever, bro. Like, if you say so. She was like, I don't care.
What did she say? She said, you need to get. What did she say? She said something funny. Jenny did, because she's like, I said he loves you as a person, but then she said, oh, what did she say? It was funny.
She's like, he really does love me, I promise. And Jenny's like, sure, whatever.
Oh, here we go. I'm like, I threw this paper to the side because she said something funny. Oh, I don't know what it was. But anyway, Yara just starts yelling out the window, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Are you single? I got a lady here. Like, what? Trying to get
any random person in New York City would probably be better for Kim than Usman. I'm just saying. So Yara was probably like, she had the odds with her, I would say, on that one.
That was funny. Then we moved to like Jovi and Ed in the car again, just to have an annoying conversation.
And he's like, I'm upset with you, bro. Like, if I were Jovi, I couldn't sit in the same car as him. Like, I would want to punch him in the face. And like,
that's what Jovi said.
Say all that everybody, like, and like not get hit. Like, he's like, them be fighting words in these parts where I'm from. Like, if he talked like that to anybody, he would have got his ass beat.
That's pretty much exactly what Jovi said.
Yes.
He's like,
If it were me on that tell-all and I was on that couch, I would have went over there and beat his ass. Like he was just.
But you can't have that filmed.
Like, I don't know if he thinks like he's untouchable because like of his like disability or whatever. But just because you have disability doesn't mean you can talk shit and be an asshole. Like if you want to go like that, then I'm going to treat you like anybody fucking else does. Like that's it.
Yeah,
which what's her name pretty much did. Jenny pretty much said stuff. Stuff she kept saying.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah. So Jovi's like, the way that you talk to people's women, the way that you did. Yeah, you're lucky nobody beat your ass. And then he tried to give. I appreciate Jovi. He tried to give him advice. He's like, if a woman goes after you, you do not handle it that way. You don't fight back. You don't need to get aggressive, and you don't need to scream at a woman, including my wife. And
Could you imagine if it was like me and Cody, were one of the couples on the couch, and Ed was talking like that to us? What would me and Cody would have did? What would have happened? You couldn't have. I would have launched across the stage and just went and like.
My husband would.
Like, I don't know what I would have did. I was getting so mad just sitting here listening to it. I don't. Just like that. I would have put the Vaseline in my hair. I'm like, let's do this, bitch. Take the earrings out. You put the Vaseline in your hair. Let's do it Brooklyn style, and let's get it done. I cannot.
Now I'm like, is this with Misha, a Puerto Rican? She's pulling out her hoops. That's the way. I gotta get me some hoops.
Not only Puerto Ricans wear hoops, Maria. That's racist.
I got hoops.
I'm just saying.
I got hoops.
I don't know, man. I just feel extra Puerto Rican when I have my hoops on, is all I'm saying. I gotta go get me some new hoops. I'm out of hoops right now. So sad. So sad.
I have the big hoops. Like I'm down a hoop. I don't know where my other one is, but there's my
You're a hoop.
That feels too big. Like that hits your shoulder.
You need the big hoops. Like you need like the big hoops that hit your shoulders like when you walk. Like that's a hoop.
Big.
That's a hoop right there.
Your earlobes raise up a little bit when you shrug your shoulders. You know you're good.
I just have delicate earlobes. I just need little hoops. Well, just enough hoop. Let's see. Oh, so Ed starts saying your wife was disrespectful to me.
Where are we?
We're still on Ed and Jovi in the car.
Oh.
She can dish it out, but she can't take it. That's her problem. And Jovi's like, you do not need to talk to any women that way, especially your fiance. So again, he's trying to get him to think about how he treats freaking Liz. And then Ed's like,
an Irish too, Mish. So, but I'm from Long Island. I'm an Irish Italian Long Island girl. Me. There you go. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So then Ed, basically is taking exception with the fact that nobody gave him any forgiveness. Because remember, he started off that day apologizing, and then pretty much everybody just didn't accept his apology. And yeah, Jovi's like, you took it over the top. They had to go after you instead of her. I could not be in a relationship like that. And that's like, it sucks because she's absolutely amazing. So he's saying Liz is amazing right now. In 5 minutes, he's going to say something stupid. So now we're at the bar.
And then, okay, so we're at the bar when, was it when Ed goes up to poor Valentino,
That's how it starts.
And Ed goes up to Valentina and he goes, what are you? Italian? And the bartender's like, no, I'm Mexican. And then like Ed was like, yo hablo español. Like, I'm Mexican too. Like, I like that. I don't know if that proved it to me that Ed
No,
was.
I don't even think that's what he said. He said, he didn't even say hola. He said, hey, stupido. That's what he said.
Like cuatro. Like rojo.
Stupido.
I don't know what he was like mashing up words together. And then like
But his mama was proud.
well, I have it on audio. Hold on. I don't know if we're playing it.
You have it on audio. Oh, because you clipped it today.
In my story. And it annoyed me. Because then he's like, this guy thought like I was Italian. I'm like, well, wait, what? Like, so what's wrong with being Italian, Ed? I'm afraid I'll get in trouble. Fuck it.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's.
I think you'll be fine.
Go ahead.
Valentino. Are you Italian? No. Okay, so am I. You lie. Yes, I am. Orale. You are stupid. Yeah, that's. I understand. I was Italian. What's wrong with being Italian, Ed?
That was me. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong with that?
I am also not Italian. My name is Maria. My brother's name is Vinny. We're not Italian.
Yeah, I'm 75% Italian and 25% Irish. So that's my lineage. But yeah, so that was annoying. But in small Ed fashion, of course.
Little Ed. That's what Jenny kept saying. I had to say it. It's been killing me. I love you, Jenny.
But yeah, everybody instantly when they hear him calling the bartender a stupid,
He's like,
what are you doing?
Not even pronouncing that right.
But whatever. Okay, adios, Ed. That's what I would have said if I were him.
Yeah, instantly everybody that was already at the bar was like, what are you doing? They're already annoyed with him, and he's and now it looks like he's razzing the bartender. It was all so weird.
Jovi wants a word with Ed, and while they're talking, and Ed's like, well, is it positive? And I'll only talk to you if it's positive. And Jovi's like, well, I want to talk to you about, and he's like, well, we already talked about that in the car, so I'm not gonna talk about it again, and goodbye.
Yeah, I'm done. Enjoy your drink, buddy. Like, okay, Ed, bye.
You have Jenny and Liz together, and Jenny's telling Liz it's not okay. Please don't take him back ever again. Which we'll get to the tea portion in a moment. And Liz, he's a liar, and he will never change his behavior. Okay. Then Kim jumps in and wants Liz to throw red wine on his nice white shirt, which I was all for.
Yeah, I was good with that.
I'll give you $20 if you can just throw this drink at him. Instigators. I don't think I expected Kim to be the instigator, but
then they're all talking. Go ahead, Addie.
No, I was going to say I love this whole part. This whole part with when
probably the best part of part 4. Then Ed walks in like from the hallway, like doo, 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 doo. And like he's like doo, 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 doo.
His first words he said to her pissed me off.
So he's sneaking in. He's like, can I talk? And Liz is like, I'm busy. Like, well, then he's got a speaking arrangement in Boston, so he has to take like the train tomorrow and leave for Boston, and and
bye.
He walked in there and said, "Oh, you, like, oh, you. Can I talk to you for a moment?" What the heck? Oh, that drink got you a little taller in the. Oh, that made me mad. I'm like, what?
And then poor Valentino, Angela walks in. Then she's chatting with Valentino again, and she's like, "Hey,
Oh my
single?"
gosh. What was this? What was the scene? I put a big square around this one. I said Angela tries to get. I wrote the F word. She tries to get effed by bartender or his friend. That's what I wrote. What is happening?
I did giggle through that whole thing.
Then Jenny and Angela and Kim are all on the couch, and somebody tweeted, which I laughed at when I feel, but like they're like, I don't like this new Golden Girls reboot.
I like it.
Somebody tweeted that. Like, I don't like. There was a picture like, I don't like this new Golden Girls reboot. Oh my god. And you know, they put Jenny on the spot about like, poor Jenny, 64 years young. And they're asking about how her sex life is with Submit. And Jenny didn't know whether to shit or go blind, to crawl, to run. She didn't know what the fuck to do. She couldn't. Jenny was like, oh my God, we don't talk about this in India or in my quilting circle or my crocheting group.
Yeah, not since she stopped doing reverse cowgirl. You know, just keep it just missionary and simple.
And he's like, we should missionary.
Because you hurt him and they
And
can't
missionary. Remember feeling squirrely?
Yeah.
Missionary. Like
Missionary. Absolutely. She doesn't want to dislocate his belly button again. Goodness gracious.
Like, I tried to zip line on the motherfucker once, but that didn't take. So I don't know what to say. I tried.
Angela and Kim are kind of just going back and forth, like, oh, I think you're going to get back together. And she's like, oh, I think you're going to get back together too. The both of them are back and forth. And then Kim, you know, they start talking about the sex life with Usman as well. And, you know, Kim's like, well, I might miss the yammy, the power bike in particular. Like, the power bike? They forgot about the power bike. I just want to know what is being peddled. In my mind, there's some peddling going on.
I was trying to figure that out. Yes,
their handlebars
is for like used for sex and also to generate electricity.
The power bike.
Like 2 birds, 1 stone type of thing. Oh my God, did I just say that out loud?
You know, and Angela also wanted to talk about getting her juices flowing, you know. She still has juices, but you have to get them flowing. That was my favorite.
That was my favorite. I was watching it with my son. I love every bit of her. I just she has
dying.
I love a woman with no filter.
Yeah, and they were just gabbing like a bunch of ladies. It was great. It was great. Oh my gosh.
It was like Blanche and Rose and Dorothy just eating cheesecake and talking around the table.
Absolutely. Yeah, having some drinks. Let's hear the nitty-gritty details. Let's hear it. Oh, it's good stuff. It was good stuff.
And Cody's like, he walked in and go, that's a weird pairing. Like, you know, Kim and Angela and Jenny on the couch. I'm like, Cody, that's like 150 years worth of wisdom. Like,
a little bit more, actually.
It's hot in here. My God.
I turned the fan on because I was feeling the same way. Oh, it's like, I'm getting so
I'm
hot.
gonna have to open the door.
We're flashing.
Oh my God. Oh,
So
it's hot. What's going on?
if we step back a little bit to, you know, where Ed and Liz, you know, where he basically, when she just said she was busy, and then he just sort of hovered around in the hallway while she was talking, and then she just sort of yells, you said you were leaving. I can still hear you in the hallway. And I was like,
Yes.
just embarrass him just for standing there.
I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like.
Oh, dear production, please make sure that she is on a different plane and can get there on her own. But he had to double CC her
No, he
in
didn't.
like the text/email. Like, what?
He's probably full on narcissism. Yeah, I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the one to do this. I'm gonna let her do it. She doesn't get to end this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kick her out of my. That's exactly.
I'm going to use so much business language. Confirming Liz not accompanying me to Boston. Please accommodate her flight change.
Everybody to subs. Shit.
Oh yeah. Do now. It's fine. We do now.
Give me a. Oh my God! I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in a live. I don't know.
So yeah, Liz was pretty annoyed by that message, as I understand why. Very business, very no emotion on purpose in the way that he approached that.
I'm going to punish her right now. So we're going to hit her with words and talk over her like she's not there. That was totally dismissing her completely. Not a fan.
I mean, if they should just like make a sitcom, like fuck the show, like just 3 girls, like
talking about their much younger men. Sure, it'll be a great show.
Hot in Hazelhurst. No.
Well, wait, 2 of them are in San Diego, right? Who's in San Diego?
Hot in Diego. Well, it was hot in Cleveland. No, that was my joke. But wait. Is it open, Addie?
Is what? Sorry, what?
No, not yet.
Wait, is it on? Is it on subs?
Oh, wait, dismissed.
Oh,
I could do it.
hold on. Sorry, I wasn't sure to laugh.
Picture
I
it.
was too caught up. Hold
Sicily,
on.
1932. I just love the Oh, it's good stuff. Oh my gosh.
Wait, so I have news. Okay.
Wait, you have news?
Well, as I posted last night, which was seen on Reddit, that are we done with the recap? Are we good?
I mean, there was a little bit more. There was like Angela and Kim, go off to
moment
to Angela's room, and they kind of have a woman to woman talk about K1 visas and just being careful. It was nice but it wasn't, that was it.
I doubt we're gonna see them. I don't know if we're gonna see Kim on this show again. Oh, like unhappily. I don't think so. I mean, unless maybe I could see that. I could see them throwing her on Single Life. Maybe her and Jamal will be on Single Life together. Hey, Benj or Benji. Benji. I'm gonna call you Benji. Hey, Benji. I don't know. I see them maybe putting her on Single Life or whatever. Or maybe, they broke up, so whatever.
Yeah.
I already called. Okay, so remember like 2 weeks ago I called that Jamal would be on Single Life.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already hinting at it in his story. So just remember that when I said that.
Okay.
The end. So maybe they'll do like a mother-son team on the Single Life. It wouldn't be the creepiest thing we've ever seen on 90 Day Fiancé. That's for shit sure.
No, it's kind of creepy though.
So Ed and Liz are together.
Yep.
Still.
Yep.
Very much so.
I mean, I don't know if they're in the same house anymore though. Hopefully she still has her separate apartment. I hope.
Well, Liz was like, I'm done at the very end. I'm done with Ed. I'm never, ever taking him back.
Mm-hmm.
Still together.
Of course they are.
They'll be on Milk Manor. Oh my God, remember that cameo? Listen, I did that cameo like years ago when he was first on and I put the mayonnaise through my hair. And am I frozen? Oh,
nope.
And that was like the most disgusting thing I've ever, like, the mayo through the hair was, and it smelled. your hair smelled like chicken salad for like weeks after. Like I don't know, like I like mayo, but like not to the like not as like a scent. It came out your pores. Like you just smelled like a whole
How much did you put on your hair?
a good amount. Like I had to like I copied. It's on my Cameo page. I copied what he did on the show. So and yucky. I had to take 10 showers and I still could not get that scent off of me. See, Elizabeth remembers. Go to my Cameo page. All my cameos are there. You can watch them to everybody. It's cameo.com. Just don't order one because I don't want to do it.
It's too much work.
Too much work for too little money. Like, so I don't do them anymore. But you can watch them. Cameo.com, John Yates 327. You can see them all. I just don't do them anymore because we would actually go buy props and like each cameo, because we're not on TV, so we would really want to deliver on each cameo we did. And it was just Darcy and Stacy one. We spent like $30 at McDonald's to get like every Big Mac to do that one. And then we made $4 from it after Cameo and Apple took their cut. I'm like, fuck this. I'm never doing a Cameo again.
I don't remember one with a Big Mac.
Oh yeah. It was when McDonald's had like the single Mac, the double Mac, and the triple Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So like, me and Cody always do Darcy and Stacy competing. So I was like, I've got this Big Mac. That's actually a really good cameo. And then I had the wig and the hair. I was choking on the hair.
Yeah, you did a Darcy and Stacy one for me because it was my prompt.
That was the one with the box
wine. Yeah. So many boxes of wine.
And we were out drinking. That was another one of my favorite ones. We were out drinking each other. Now, God, that one took hours too. But the Darcy and Stacy ones, we always have so much fun doing because we're just trying to one up each other like they do. And we always tag them and they love it. But yeah, they're all there on my Cameo page. You could see them. It's there. Just if you want a regular cameo where we don't have to get into character and just wish you a Merry Christmas or a Happy Birthday or whatever, that's fine. But no, it's too long and too much money. So where was I going? I don't even fucking know. I don't know where I am. Where am I? Listen. Oh, they're together.
Yeah. Well, I also want to say, like, at the end of this episode, Angela said that she was going to, definitely she was going to file for divorce, but that doesn't mean she was going to sign the papers. But we've seen that they're still together also.
Also, Larissa, her post today. Hi, Jenny. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Larissa has a reason for doing what she does. And I talked to her today. And I know a lot of people don't like her. And I'm used to that. I'm always friends with the people that everybody hates. So I get it. But she's really going through it, and hopefully she'll be able to explain it, or I could have her up or whatever. It's not my place, but I did talk to her today, and
I talked to her today too. Weirdly enough. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't like Eric. I don't like Eric. I don't know how he keeps pulling her in, but he does. And I just want her to feel strong enough to not have to have him in her life because he sucks.
He does suck. I don't like Eric either. I hate him. Well, I don't hate him. He sucks.
He sucks.
He just sucks. And at first, Eric didn't need. Well, Eric needed her for like the notoriety and whatever else, and like the OnlyFans stuff together. But Eric's mom just passed away like last year, and he has a lot of money from that and the OnlyFans. So it's not like Eric needs to like drain her for whatever. And now that that's kind of happened, he treats her kind of even. I don't want to speak for Larissa or Eric, but she. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's not that she can't afford to.
I can't. So, yeah, all I can say is that she wanted to thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that. You know, she's moved from Vegas to Colorado and back to Vegas and back to Colorado. And, you know, sometimes she just needs to like clear her mind. And I think the common denominator is Eric. And I think everybody would agree that he, you know, she certainly doesn't need him. Right. You know, she
No.
makes her own money. She doesn't need him for anything. And, you know, but Eric's also been someone she's been attached to since she was on the first season, really, you know, right after the third arrest, and Carmen took her in, she met Eric, and then that was like a month later. So we're going back to like 2018. So it's been a while, and that's a long time for Larissa. It's someone who's been in her life for a while, and you know she's not friends with Carmen anymore for like a couple of years now. So she, you know, that bridge is burnt, and you know she doesn't talk to Jess anymore. So pretty much, I don't know. Well, I'll just say I don't know.
She's isolated somewhat.
Yeah. So I'll say I don't know if Eric's got anything to do with the isolation, but since she's been with him, she certainly has been isolated from the good people around her, and I just hope that she feels better. And I know a lot of people don't care for her, but she's not as bad as it seems. Just like everybody else who I love, who I always stick up for. I don't know what it is with me. I take the hard luck cases because I'm a hard luck case. I don't know, but you know, hopefully she'll be happy soon. And wait, what else do I have? I had something else.
You did have something else.
Tony Ann.
But I don't know what it was.
I don't know either.
I mean, I know what you didn't want to talk about, but I don't know what you do want to talk about.
We're already in almost 2 hours, so we'll cut it at that for now. So like I said earlier, we're going to have a new cast member up this week for an interview, which is going to be a lot of fun. Someone I've never had before, and I'm super excited about it. Thank you, Deborah. 2 months, and I'll give you a shake and a bell. So thank you for that. So that's it. I am also, that person's not the person who was supposed to be up with tonight. I'm sorry to speak so cryptically. I just don't want to give anything away. So there's a couple coming. And then I think tomorrow we're going to do Ashley Nicole, you're going to be wrong. I'm telling you, it's going to be somebody that you're not going to guess it. If you do guess it, I will be very surprised. You get one guess though.
I don't even know who it is.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody. So I've been working in secret because I want to keep the momentum going. And so there's a couple of interviews coming up. And I think tomorrow we're going to do a Sister Wives catch up. Just an update on, you know, the news going on with, I guess, Leon right now. And there's a couple of stories that came out about Christina Mary with her new retreats. And that's kind of falling apart like the last one did. And what else do I have? I have some housewife stuff. So it's trying to piece it together. I find like when I group things together, like when I group shows together, like I did on Saturday night, it's like a miss. I don't know what it is. It has to be specifically 90 Day, or it has to be specifically Sister Wives, or it has to be specifically Bravo.
No hodgepodge, I guess.
No hodgepodge. So no more hodgepodges. And I figured I could group 90 Day and Sister Wives together because it's TLC. But people are like, I don't like that. I'm like, well, fuck me. Okay.
Okay, then we give you 3 separate 20-minute shows.
I was like, fine, I'll separate everything. So that's what's going on. What time is it? It's 11. We could do a quick after show. I know that Maria has to do.
I got to go to the airport and pick up my husband.
Pick up her husband. If you give me like 15 minutes, and yeah, give me 11:20. It's 11:06. Give me till 11:20. We'll do a quick after show, and I will see you guys there. So this has been a hoot and a holler, especially like the last half hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, I started off moody. I was just in a mood, and you know how I am. The old John would have really went off the rails, but thanks to you guys, I'm keeping it together.
Mike
So...
will get you out of anything. That's what I've been told.
I will see you guys momentarily. And to everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow. Much love to you all. Good night.
Bye.